Hello everyone. So in the beginning of the year, I made a video called BIM is not just Revit, where I talked about how, of course, the BIM model plays a vital role in every BIM project, but there are also other steps to be taken to deliver an entire BIM project. So last time I talked about quality checking, model checking, and this time I want to talk about collaboration and coordination. The larger a project gets, the more people you usually have working on the design of the project. But most of the time you'll have these three parties involved. So you have the architecture side, the structural engineering side, and then the MEP side. Now, most of the time, these three parties will also work in different models that only contain the elements and the information that they are concerned with. Potentially also working in entirely different modeling softwares. But of course, somehow these parties still have to communicate, and sending screenshots of your model via email just doesn't do the trick. So we need some kind of platform with a 3D viewer at best and some communication system for them and the other stakeholders who might not have any 3D modeling software at all to look at the project, for all of them to communicate between each other and coordinate their work. There are a lot of different platforms out there, but one that is maybe lesser known is called Bimplus by Allplan. And since I've never used their software before, they invited me to come by their office and show me and you how their software works. So the first part of this video is going to be an interview talking about what Bimplus is and how we can use it, and a bit about the company Allplan itself. And then the latter part is going to be a tutorial showing exactly how a workflow between, for example, an architect and a civil engineer or a structural engineer could look like, and how they can work together using the Bimplus platform. So let's go and have a look. Hello. Hello, so now I'm at the head office of Allplan in Munich, and with me is Stefan Kaufmann, who is product manager here at Allplan and responsible for new technology and BIM, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hi.
Hi. Nice.
I would like to warmly welcome you here at the Nemetschek Lounge, and yeah.
Thank you very much. I think we come from the same university, which is
actually
Technical University of Munich, right?
Yeah, it is.
But you're from the architecture faculty.
Yeah, I used to study architecture at the Technical University of Munich. Did in a couple of years research and teaching there, and finally I've been business manager for one of the greatest research centers worldwide, the Leonhard Obermeyer Center.
Yes.
I know that possibly seen from inside, this doesn't seem so great, but it's more than 60 researchers, and it's not only architecture, so architecture is just one of 5 parts there. So in the end, I somehow changed more to engineering in the end of my career.
Ah, okay. Yeah, and now you work for a software company.
Actually, I do, yeah.
And so maybe you can tell me a bit more about Allplan's approach towards BIM and the solutions that you offer.
Yeah, collaboration is the core technology that helps us in future to realize projects in general. So what the goal we are leading here all together day by day is to deliver software and tools that optimize people thinking together. Even in medium size or in great projects, we have hundreds, sometimes thousands of people that have to think together in the right direction, in a common direction, to design, to construct, but as well to operate these buildings after. And we deliver a kind of holistic approach here. This approach has as well a name.
Yes.
It's called Bimplus. It's a cloud-based tool, and it's open BIM, so from any tool you have, even if it's not Allplan, can be any tool out there that is as well open BIM. So you can deliver information and you can receive information. And what is now new here is that in the end of the year, we will come with the first solution that integrates this BIM information into the operation phase. So we integrated, Bimplus is as well a BIM ecosystem, so you can integrate third-party solutions into Bimplus, but as well you can integrate Bimplus into third-party solutions.
Okay, so yeah, I see you have a various software products, but do you have maybe like a golden project where you worked with your software and where you helped them deliver the project?
Yeah, possibly one of the most exciting projects we are integrated at the moment is the train station from Stuttgart 21 that comes with a central hall. So possibly the heart of the project is a 400-meter long and 80-meter wide central hall. This is underground, but it's constructed by a very special construction system. So it's a concrete shell that is supported by 28 kind of Cellic-shaped columns. So in German it's Kelchstützen. I think it's translatable.
Yeah.
Yeah. What makes it special? This the feasibility of this project is part of the digitalization process. Without any digital tools, you would not be able to deliver something like this in time and in a cost frame that is demanded. So here we show our strengths. So we can automate rebarring processes there. We are very flexible with like detailing, after detailing in a project, but as well we deliver the direct interface to the machines that automatically produce the rebars. And you might ask, why is this so important? There's a lot of clients still out there, a lot of prefabricators that work in manual process, but this manual process, they really come to a limit when it comes to like complexity in rebarring. So in the end, these 28 tulip columns, they are all different. They are only individual. Any of these individual columns has 11,000 individual rebars integrated. So in the end, a project like this can possibly not be done by hand. From Allplan, you can do the design, you can do the rebar design, but you can directly control it as well, the automated machine. And then, of course, the question is, what do you do with this 11,000 or possibly like 200 or 300,000 individual rebar positions? Somehow you have to bring them in the right place on site. And here, something special is that we had a cooperation with the company Züblin that is constructing the project. And so we have Bimplus directly in the site on place. There's a kiosk mounted on these huge columns that bring the digital and 3D model data directly into fabrication to make sure that the rebars end up in the right place with the right accuracy.
Yeah, I mean, that all sounds really interesting, but I think we're going to have a look now into the software and get real hands-on.
Yeah, Altek, my colleague, he will show you how Allplan works, how it is integrated into Bimplus, and how we will get this information down to the fabrication.
Cool. Okay, so now I'm with Alrik, who's going to show me how their software works, so you and me can both learn together how to use it.
Yeah, let's have a look at it. So first of all, this is Allplan for those of you who haven't seen it yet. We have we call it our quick start project. It's like a little cafe you see like with some visualization outside as well. And now basically what Stefan was already saying, like we need to collaborate across disciplines, right? So here our approach is like, okay, this is maybe like the architect's work.
Yeah.
And the architect needs to communicate this to the engineer, for example, for the rebar detailing. So in this case, the architect needs to decide which kind of information he or she wants to transfer, right?
But just quick, so if we say we start on the architecture side, this would not necessarily have to be in Allplan, right? You could use any BIM authoring software like Revit or Archicad.
Vectorworks, you could use basically any software which has an IFC interface. We do it here from Allplan side because we do have a direct link. Like I say, IFC transfer from any other software works as well. We do offer also some plugins on Bimplus for download. So right now here, I need to first of all say, okay, which kind of information do I really want to transfer? I've already prepared this a little bit and say like, okay, I really just want to transfer the architecture model.
Yes.
So I don't need the trees or like the people around. This was all just for visualization right here in Allplan. So now I'm just going to upload the model directly to Bimplus. You connect to it. You can see here you are always logged inside of Allplan. You select either a prepared project you have already or create a new one with this little plus down here. You can see in this project, the Quick Start 2020, I've selected for today's demonstration, already contains 2 models, finalized reinforcement and finalized architecture model. Those were both transferred via an IFC file just.
Okay.
Yeah, and then basically you start to name your model. I'm just going to call it architectural. Go. And then basically just say upload. And then right outside of Allplan, you will see like a display popping up saying, okay, I'm uploading the data, taking into consideration the IFC spatial structure in it. That's what you see the numbers running through. And now on the bottom right, you can see now the Allplan Quick Start is like uploading, transferring data to Bimplus. And once it is successfully transferred, you will get this little pop-up here. So let's switch over to Bimplus.
Yes.
Bimplus is browser-based, so you
Yes.
can access this from any browser. Tablet would be also fine. The kiosk Stefan was talking about was just like a standard computer and like a big flat screen inside of like a building container. So you can see here right now I'm in my Allplan Quick Start 2020 project. I've already explained. Basically, I can open different projects here and can take a little bit of the administration stuff about the project members, models. I can also store documents right in there. So if I have any manufacturer specifications, I can place them right in there. But what we are trying to do now is here really exploring using the BIM Explorer, basically navigating around a little bit in the model we have. And you can see here now the 2 finalized I've already mentioned, and now this is the architecture one, which I mentioned before. We have some settings down here. It really feels like a CAD software, but it's a viewer and a collaboration tool, right?
Okay.
So this is now inside of Bimplus, where you can select your select the model. You can pop up a little bit of the spatial structure of the IFC file and navigate a little bit around that.
Okay, so this would be the platform where the architect uploads the model, as well as the structural engineer uploads, or the MEP side, and everybody who's like part of the project can view it in the 3D viewer, but also communicate via like markups, or how does that work?
Yeah, so Bimplus is the place where it all comes together, basically, the data hub. We do have some functionality here over in the left-hand side. Depending on your license, most of it is in a freemium version available. And what you just mentioned, the collaboration, is the task assignment via BCF.
BCF. Yes.
So you can like basically just click an object in here, and you will be able to assign a task to it.
Okay.
Right, and just straightforward assign a task to it. We can do it later on, maybe with some rebar.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so now we have seen what Bimplus inside of the browser can do, but maybe let's take it a step back again to Allplan. Now your architect has uploaded the model. Now your engineer, rebar detailer needs to detail it, right?
Yes.
So what you can do now here, and I'm just going to switch over to Allplan again, to a different project. Now
so I would now download it from the cloud again, the model, and would open it in Allplan to put the rebar into the walls that the architect has drawn before in his authoring software.
Exactly. So you're taking your responsibility now. I'm going to switch hats from the architect to the engineer now. So you see now I'm in the project called Engineer, and you see it's empty right now.
Okay.
Nothing to see here. So what I really need to do is now I need to download the reference model, and this is where you want to have it as a reference model. You don't want to have the data really available to change it, right? So those come in on a locked layer.
Yes.
They are the architect's property.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to change it anyway, so you're really just adding information to it, not really subsidizing it.
Okay.
So in here you see now, I am in Allplan, but now that I've activated the function, you can see this pop-up screen again. looks like Bimplus because it's the interface to it. I'm selecting here the project which I want to load. This is the Allplan Quickstart again. Just click Open Project. Now it basically fetches all the data from the cloud. So an internet connection is required here. And now,
of course.
yeah, just worth mentioning, right?
yeah, of course.
And then you have the BIM Explorer again. So if you now enable the architecture model here, you get the same view as we had earlier.
So you get this little 3D view even before you download it, so you can just check that you have the right
This
model.
is actually
very handy.
This is not only to check that you have the right model. This is to check what you want to download.
Yeah.
Right now, like I don't need to really detail the entire building. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to view my architecture model, right?
Okay.
And then you see I see spatial structure, right?
Yeah.
I see site, I see building, I see stories. And then I see also like Allplan drawing file based working. There you have it split up by drawing file. So let's say, for example, I really just want to focus on this column for today right now. So I don't need the terrace, for example. So I'm just going to turn off the terrace, and I can still like view around. Like I see I don't really need the basement or those foundations, so I can turn them off as well. What I also don't need would be the roof for right now, and also the slab above the cafe. I can turn it off as well. Okay. So that would be the first step, but you can also do, and I've already expanded it here, basically focus on an object level, object type level. So you see there's a little shadow here. This is actually because those are rooms and finishes in here, which I don't need as the engineer right now. So I don't need to import them anyway. So other objects I don't need would be the windows, doors maybe, and maybe also I wouldn't need the inventory. You see here those sinks, don't need them, just turn them off. And I think for now should be all set, just hitting download. And now it's really fetching the data and taking it down. It asks me where to store it, of course. This is then part of the working atmosphere in Allplan. So everybody who uses Allplan will definitely know this working method. So now it's just downloading it, and we'll have it ready for me right away. That's
cool. So it's good to have a neat object structure in your IFC file.
It is
because you can really make use of that.
For sure, yeah. If you get any screwed up file, it's really really hard to figure out. Okay, how do I import it the best way, right? So you get a little report on what you did import, and then basically I'm just going to focus on everything again. You see it's the same model as I had in the BIM Explorer basically. So what I'm now going to do is just some again working method in Allplan. I'm just assigning some drawing files, just something I have prepared. Okay, so I've just included 2 drawing files into this structural node under the cafe, the column reinforcement, and also some finalized reinforcement just to show it again to you. So let's start with the column. The first step in rebar detailing is actually in Allplan just creating a section, as everybody has done it for years. Just create this little section here. I'll do it in a plan view, just a couple of steps here, and just place it right next to it. So this is just a derived section. You can see it here as a section object. It takes the heights from the adjacent elements. Basically, you can also just drag and drop it a little bit, and then you will see the representation could change here a little bit. So it's just derived. Yeah. And then next step would be to really take some predefined elements from the library. And in here, for example, we have some Python parts. That's what we call it. It's similar to the Open API. We do have this open interface Python, where you can, if you know Python a little bit, you can code your way through the reinforcements yourself. And now here, the function I want to show you today is the column, a column reinforcement. And I'm just going to hover over here, and then you can see that it detects basically the shape of the column. There you go. And you can also see it over here in a little preview that we have some reinforcement in there as a preview. So okay, just hitting escape to finalize it. I will just toggle the transparency here a little bit, so we can see right away. And there you can see I've already placed some reinforcement in there.
I mean, the column is now a very easy geometric shape. How crazy can you go with this tool?
Oh, we can go real crazy. Yeah. So with that predefined, of course,
With
like
this automatic.
with this automatic,
Yeah.
we can do wall corners, we can do beams, like really like those geometries where you can define something standard, right? Like at some point, if you go real crazy with your shapes,
Yeah.
you don't really want to do that in a parametric way anyway, right? Because
Yeah.
you would write, I don't know, 1,000 lines of code for
Mhm.
just using it once because it's so like specific.
Yeah.
But we have great functionality for that as well, and I would show you this
Yeah,
cool.
sure.
In the end, we could do.
Just one more question. Now, when I use the automatic reinforcement placement, if I want to change something afterwards, if I don't like what it came up with,
Yeah.
is that possible as well?
Of course it is. I'm hovering over it right now. You can see on my cursor it says Python part, so that's why I can just double left click it again. It gets reactivated. And here I can, for example, define a little bit more. Maybe I want to have more. You can see here now I've added one more rebar. Maybe I want to have some. Of course, this is like a long kind of column, wide column. So maybe I want to have like 4 rebars in there.
Yeah.
So just easy as that. I can change the diameters, layers of everything, and yeah. If I want to say I don't want to have it parametrically anymore, just tick the box, and now if I hit escape now,
And then it's
it will
all
be done.
individual parts?
It's
or-
all individual rebars, yeah, which you then can freely. You can
Yeah.
freely export it to IFC already, but with that you will make sure, okay, this is not parametric anymore.
Yeah.
Already dumb it down before the export. So
Cool.
let's do that. Let's switch over to the finalized rebar as well, just to show you, okay,
Yeah.
how it should look. In general, I will just use the entire model again. Toggle the transparency here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see we have a lot of reinforcement in here. That was the column we just defined, but yeah, other rebars, we could do meshes as well and things like that. But now to take the loop back to Bimplus.
Yeah.
This is now where we say, okay, again, upload the model to Bimplus. And same as I have already showed with the architectural one, I'm now connecting to Bimplus, choose the right project, and put it in there as the engineer model.
Yeah.
Okay, again, upload. And here rebar is a little bit more complex than the architectural model, so this is actually something which does take a little bit longer, but this is just to be expected.
I mean, yeah, of course. Cool.
Okay, so now we see we're back back at the Bimplus. I'll just reload again, refresh, and depending on the processing time, it takes a little bit to really show that model, but you can already see here, engineer, okay, let's see. Reinforcement again.
Yeah,
it takes a little bit longer than the architectural model. So you see like the architectural parts here in the middle, they were transferred already. Those were parts of a Python part we used. But now we have it here. And yeah, so we have now our rebar model on this as well.
And now you could put the view on of the architectural model as well, so we can see that they both.
Yes, I can turn it on and also toggle the transparency here, so you can actually see where it belongs to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that would be already quite a big step, I think, for like collaboration on site.
Of course.
But as you mentioned, some more communication would be great. So what you can do here now is, for example, zoom in on some parts.
Yeah.
For example, here those stirrups. Highlight both of them. You can see here you get a little preview of the selected item. And what you really can do with a real nice feature for the collaboration on site to get a real 3D view, you can create a link directly to this view.
Okay.
You can see here, I just hit Control-C to copy it, and then just open it in the next tab, or like send it to your partner, or open it on an iPad with a QR code or something like this would be perfectly possible. And then once you enter that link, again, reinforcement takes a little bit longer than the architectural stuff, but it will zoom back to the view you had.
So no confusion about what part you're exactly talking about.
You see now I've zoomed in a little bit too much, so on a plan you would never know where it is.
Yeah.
In Bimplus, you just zoom out. Okay, he's talking about this column, right?
Okay, yeah, that's sort of a cool feature.
Yeah. What you could also do is those rebars. If you maybe just select one of them, you can also attach files to them. I was talking about that you can put documents into Bimplus right now. Here, for example, it would be possible to do like a banding machine. You know, like those which go like tick to really form those stirrups. You could attach the banding machine file from Allplan, export it directly from there, attach it here. Your detailer could just take it down from there. Yeah?
Really nice.
Yeah, it's a neat tool.
Okay, so thank you very much for today and for showing me what is Allplan and how it all works. I've learned a lot, and I'm sure my viewers have as well. And maybe you've been able to spark some interest into your products.
I hope so.
Yeah, thanks for visiting us and giving us a chance to give you and anyone out there an insight into our product portfolio. I think showing the whole story in 5 minutes is possibly something really hard to do. So you're always open to come again. We would be especially interested in showing you more about Allplan Bridge, for example. So this is one of the technology-wise leading systems for bridge design. It's fully parametric and gives you high efficiency and high flexibility as well. And it comes already with a calculation kernel. So you see the future gets much more into systems integration and
cool.
Possibly then for the next time.
Yeah, maybe. Sure. Okay, so again, thank you, and then maybe we'll see each other again.
Yeah, goodbye.